Okay, let's stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call this meeting of the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board to order for March 16, 2015. If we could have a roll call, please.
Bertie Bassett.
Here.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Martin Manning.
Here.
Michael Cashman.
Here.
Michael LeFave.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
And Rick Collins.
Resolution 66, approving the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of February 23rd and March 2nd, 2015 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Ms. LeFave, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manning.
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Michael LeFave.
Yes.
Bertie Bassett.
Yes, the resolution carries. I think at this point, at least my notes say this is the point, we have some special recognition to go on. I'm going to call upon Erin Pangborn from our Parks and Recreation Department. And we'll turn the event over to her.
Good evening. My name is Erin Pangborn, and I am the Recreation Program Coordinator for the town. We finished our winter basketball program in February and would like to recognize several participants for their outstanding commitment and sportsmanship throughout the season. Overall, our whole season was a success, with all of our participants showing good sportsmanship and positive behaviors. However, we would like to acknowledge those players who have been positive role models for their fellow teammates and opponents. Our Most Dedicated Player Award goes to individuals who demonstrate these qualities as well as go beyond what we ask of them. The following players lead by example on and off the courts. That is why we feel these participants are highly deserving of the Most Dedicated Award. We hope that this will reinforce positive behavior for all of our participants in the future. We are very proud to have these kids as part of our programs. I'll call you up one at a time, and if you would just look over there at Ricky and wait for a couple seconds, because you guys will be on TV. And if you would like to know, we can let you know when that will be on TV as well. From our Cumberland Head 5th and 6th grade girls basketball team, Lucy Brown.
All right.
Let me get Ricky right there.
Yes.
All right, good job.
Okay. Good.
From our Cumberland Head 3rd and 4th grade boys basketball team, congratulations to Brady Mannix. From our East Morrisonville 3rd and 4th grade girls basketball team, congratulations to Cynthia Furman. Good job. And from our East Morrisonville 5th and 6th grade girls basketball team, congratulations to Lexi Dennis. Congratulations to the 2015 Most Dedicated Basketball Recipients.
I just keep waiting because we always have so many youngsters, but this is a very special group. Thank you, Erin. While Erin was doing that, I was thinking about you and the program, which is so involved in the community. We have a report today, a monthly report from the department, and you look that over and see not only the offerings for young children, for seniors, the collaborations with many other organizations, municipalities, and so on. So we appreciate all you do for the children. And especially to the parents who are here, it's busy, you're busy, the schedules, and believe me, we know. Especially when you have more than one child involved, you know, you divide and conquer, you get through it. It's so special, and you know, we hope you keep that up. But as I say every time, some of you have maybe heard it multiple times, you're modeling for them. And what they're experiencing from your dedication, that they will then, as adults, parents, do for their children, because that's what you do. That's what my family did. And it's just great. I mean, what could possibly be wrong with becoming the most dedicated player today? So to everyone, and boys and girls, you should be very proud also. We want to make sure those get up on the refrigerator. Modern technology is wonderful. I'm a grandparent for 2 grandchildren who are in Kentucky. Last week I had the opportunity to go out and visit them for a couple of days, but it's tough. And I went to their basketball awards, and you know, I was pleased to be able to share that. So for all the grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and family members and loved ones that couldn't be here, use the technology. Send them the photos, send them the clips. I mean, it's special. It's really important because we're proud of them and proud of you. So we appreciate you coming this evening. I don't know if anyone else had any other words, but on behalf of all of us, certainly we appreciate your efforts to make this possible.
I'll just say to the little girls playing sports, keep playing. Those skills and that dedication will serve you really well.
Thank you much. Now, we also always remind everyone you're very welcome to stay this evening, but it is a school night. I don't know what special follow-up rewards. This is putting one in for the kids. You know, oftentimes in the summer we go to Harrigan's for an ice cream. So I'm sure you'll come up with something creative. We'll just hold back a minute in case anyone would like to leave and allow you to do that. Thank you for coming.
Not that we don't have a lot of very interesting things to read. Drive safely, folks.
Last Saturday, we did that green catch. It was the first time. Okay, I think we will continue with Resolution 67, abstract number 3B.
Resolved that the abstract of auditor claims number 3B-15, 294 to 418 for $436,767.42, and abstract 3B-15, 76 to 98 prepays in the amount of $275,172.30 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay such.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Mannix?
Yes.
Michael Con?
Yes.
Michael Fay?
Yes.
Bernie Bassett?
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 68, monthly department reports.
Resolved to receive and place on file the monthly department head report.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Fave, a second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion? Tom, I usually lean on you to bring up some highlights.
Don't have
but I see
any.
that's not happening
I don't
today.
have any highlights.
I do want to note that,
This was already a highlight right here.
yes, it was. Good answer. NYSEG is offering a energy audit. They did this a number of years ago in the area on the town office complex. And our building and grounds department, Mr. Bro, has been working with them, which we've done a lot through the years. I've mentioned a few times things Mr. Mannix had worked on, some of the grants we got, some upgrades. And, we know there are some needs in this particular building, and the audit has information I'll be able to share. They'll make some recommendations. We're also encouraged that they might be able to have some funds to help us achieve those recommendations. So we can look forward to that coming before long. And I know I did mention about the Parks and Recreation Department. Again, just to make everyone aware, the department is just, they have such a number of programs, a cross-section. I appreciate when they put the participation levels in. Winter break, for example, they had 185 skaters, 174 people involved in the cross-country ski snowshoe program. They're working on a summer program that will be part of the food service program for children during the summer months. Working with the Rotary Winter Carnival that took place. It just kind of goes on and on. And, we're fortunate. Most residents of the community and the region we share, they can look in the paper and find programs, contact the department, and that's important.
Very worth noting actually is, thanks to the Katyville Fire Department, they actually flooded one of the basketball courts for a really nice skating rink for folks up at Katyville Park. And I think that was a wonderful addition. I know I went up there to walk my dog one day, and kids were certainly taking full advantage of that. So I think it's a nice relationship that we have with our fire departments, and special thanks to them for making that an additional resource for our families and their children. So.
Good, thank you for mentioning that. And are you aware of the some work in a fresh air theater program this summer?
It's funny you say that. We are developing a brand new program that we're very excited about. The concept comes from Shakespeare in the Park. I was able to make some relationships with some individuals that will be helping us develop a brand new concept for the town called Fresh Air Theater. We will start with Shakespeare, and hopefully over the months and years to come that we'll actually develop that into all kinds of different theater, and we'll use Katyville as the staging ground for that at no cost to us. And I think it will be a really great cultural event up in the park this summer.
Okay, anyone have any other comments, thoughts? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Michael LeFave,
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 69, request to purchase a 2015 backhoe loader for the highway department.
Whereas it is necessary to maintain equipment condition, continued maintenance and improvements on the town highway within the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas procedures for purchase of commodities, equipment, and goods for the contract varies, values require that the town to solicit price quotes in the amount not to exceed $5,000 for services. Whereas James Wood, Highway Superintendent, has solicited prices and is requesting permission to place an order for a 2015 backhoe loader. Whereas the quotes have been received and the lowest total government services contract cost of the requested backhoe loader is $92,525. Therefore, be resolved, the town board approve the purchase as recommended, and that the highway superintendent is hereby authorized to make said purchase. And it be further resolved that payment be made payable from 2015 Highway Department Equipment and Capital Outlay account, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Michael LeFave,
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 70, highway request for town road closures.
Whereas the supervisor received a letter dated March 9, 2015 from James Wood, Superintendent of Highways, requesting permission to temporarily close the following town roads effective March 16, 2015, as so noted. Therefore, be resolved that certain vehicles as described under New York State Vehicle and Traffic Law, Section 1660, be excluded from town highways and sections of the listed in the aforementioned letters. Upon erecting the signs posting the respective highways or sections thereof, and a notice pursuant to Section 1660 be published in the Plattsburgh Press Republican. And be further resolved that the town board is hereby authorized and direct the town clerk to cause said notice to be published in the Press Republican according to town law. And to be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, highway superintendent, and the town clerk.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to suggest that if we're going to post this, that we retype the listing so as to make the listing,
A column like those originals?
yes,
I was thinking the same thing.
yes. I just think it's far easier for people to read and understand.
I agree. Any other discussion? We'll do that, for sure. Rick, have you got the copy?
Yeah, I've got the one that goes in the paper.
Yeah, so we'll just give them a list.
Yep.
It'll be, will this go in the legals or of interest?
Has to go in the window.
It has to go in the legals, because we're gonna pay by the inch.
Has to go in the
That's the only other consideration for that. We might revisit your recommendation based on that, because it
But
will
when
be
the-
very expensive.
When the paper does it, they list the roads separately on
Right, but that's because it's gonna be
the, right,
much longer
right.
than if you scroll it, and that's quite a list, so. We'll find out, I guess.
Maybe we could get them to do both. If we're gonna pay, we could do that kind
In the of interest section, yeah.
of listing here and then get them to do an of interest listing that would be an easier, a listing that's much easier for people to read and understand.
Is it, do you submit it, they print it exactly as it's submitted?
Usually. Now, done in a legal, we wouldn't be able to have that kind of rolling list, the column's too narrow.
Right.
So, I mean, they would probably have to make it a list, and, even with that, it's going to be a lengthy ad, unless we buy a double column ad. I mean, we'll play with that.
They try to do it as inexpensively as they can under the contract that we have to put the stuff in there, so it's, it's a minimal fee to it.
It's an expensive one though, and I agree with Marty, it's much easier to see the list of roads when it's a list, which is how, the original letter ran in the past. But it is, just gonna be more expensive. But I would also like to see if we could get that in the of interest. I mean, I think there are a lot of people who read the paper and they don't look at the legals,
Right.
and they would be very interested in knowing the roads that are closed.
You think there are people who don't read the legal?
Correct.
Now you tell me.
We're not all lawyers.
Well, you do, I think, but
What if,
It's just shocking.
can you abbreviate all of the roads that are spelled out for just RD? That would save
Absolutely.
some space.
Absolutely. And that's what we'll, Woodcliff Drive can be a DR, just to try and keep it efficient, so.
And also consistent.
Yeah, instead of having road, just RD.
Right, you can work with that tomorrow, Rick?
Yep.
Great, thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
yes.
Mark Manning,
Yes.
Michael Cassidy.
Yes.
Michael Phillips,
Yes.
Brandon Dodd.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 71, return of unused escrow funds to Squam Construction Services LLC.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh has been notified by CMS Richard Coleman that the Nextel communication project for Bluff Point and Hammond Lane has been completed, and CMS has provided a final note invoice to the town of Plattsburgh. And whereas Nextel contracted with Guam Construction Services LLC to perform the necessary site work and provide initial escrow deposit totaling $5,000 for the two projects. Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Accounting Department has reviewed Squam Construction escrow account and has determined that all invoices have been paid and that the balance of the two projects totals $1,511.28. Whereas Squam Construction Services LLC has requested that the remaining balance in escrow account in the amount of $1,511.28 plus accrued interest to date be returned. Now therefore be resolved, supervisors hereby and directed to release the said amount of deposit in the amount of $1,511.28 plus accrued interest to date. And to be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be provided to the accounting department.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Manning, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Mannix?
Yes.
Michael Cashman?
Yes.
Michael LaFave?
Yes.
Artie Bass?
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 72, the New York State Recreation Directors Annual Conference.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Youth and Recreation Director and Recreation Program Coordinator are required to maintain state and program knowledge. And whereas it is in the best interest of the town to remain current and informed concerning changes and regulations. Therefore, it be resolved that Melody Defiant, Youth and Recreation Director, and Aaron Pangborn, Recreation Program Coordinator, be allowed to attend a New York State Recreation and Parks Society Annual Recreation and Park Conference to be held on April 26th through the 28th, 2015 in Saratoga, New York. And it be further resolved that $548 for lodging and meals and $250 for registration be charged to the Recreation Department budget account number. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Finance Manager and Recreation Director.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second. Ms. LaFave, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Mannix?
Yes.
Michael Cash?
Yes.
Michael LaFave?
Yes.
Artie Bass?
Yes, carried. Resolution number 73, request to attend the annual 2015 State Conference for Historians.
Whereas the town historian has participated in a number of regional and local events and meetings representing the town and contributing to the development of the rich historical heritage of the town of Plattsburgh and Champlain Valley. Whereas by participating in the annual state conference as a historian, Mr. Bates will be able to represent the interests of the town and continue to remain current and informed, making him a more effective town historian. Therefore, be resolved that Jerry Bates, town historian, be allowed to attend the New York State Annual Conference for Historians to be held April 9th through the 10th, 2015 in Corning, New York at the Radisson Hotel. And it be further resolved that an amount not to exceed $700.30 to be paid for the conference, annual dues, travel, lodging, meals to be charged to the town historian's budget. And be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Finance Manager and the town historian.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Ms. LaFave, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Mannix?
Yes.
Michael Cash?
Yes.
Michael LaFave? Artie Bass?
Yes, the resolution carries. We mention periodically, depending on when you remember maybe and who's in attendance, that it might appear some of the resolutions go very quickly without comment. Most of the time, it's our practice that we have draft resolutions in a work session, we discuss them, we vet them then, that they never get to this point unless there's, a comfort level with the resolution. Now, the next one came to me today, and was not on the agenda, but there's a concern by the Highway Department for a warranty and extension for one of our new vehicles. We discussed this a little bit earlier, and I'd like to put it on the table, and we'll make our decisions from there. Resolution 74, warranty extension for the 2015 tandem truck.
James Wood, Highway Superintendent, has submitted a letter dated March 16, 2015, requesting permission to purchase the extended warranty on a new 2015 tandem truck. Whereas the total estimated cost of the extended warranty, which is not to exceed $8,048 as per attached letter. Now therefore be resolved that the highway superintendent is hereby authorized to make said purchase, and to be further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign any and all related documents required to the purchase of said warranty. And it be further resolved that this payment be made payable from the highway equipment and capital outlay account, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and highway superintendent.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion?
What is the normal one?
I don't know the answer to that question, but it's a very, very short duration. This is comparable to other warranty extensions on other new vehicles that we purchased. We did one, I think, last year that was pretty much the same. It's expensive, but they do feel the item's not covered, and this equipment, as you know, is used. It would be more expensive.
I would tell you, Tom, I bought a car this fall that was about 15% of what that truck cost. And the warranty, the extended warranty that I was offered was about half of what this warranty is.
Yeah,
This is a good purchase for the warranty when you consider the value of that truck is close to, it's a $200,000 vehicle.
I think
You might have more rigorous use in your vehicle too.
I would think so.
Rigorous being the operative word, I hope.
And I applaud Jim's efforts to really look at the equipment, to nurture things along, and if he's looking at preventive type things with the amount of money that we're investing in this type of equipment, certainly lend my support to it, so.
Yeah, the mechanics are good, the parts are just horrific on these vehicles. I mean, I don't know how many times I've said before I came here, I never realized. There's no reason why most of us would unless we were in the business, but it's just incredibly expensive. And these guys keep these things band-aided together sometimes, so it's a good purchase. I don't disagree with your concern, Tom. I also thought it was a lot of money, but if we think about it in terms, as Marty mentions, an extended warranty on a personal vehicle, dollar for dollar, it's fair.
It's an insurance policy.
It is.
Mhm.
It is.
It seems like 50,000 miles is going pretty quick,
I think the rotation of our equipment, though,
Yeah.
then that might too.
I'm trying to think of the aged trucks and how many miles on them. I think it's a pretty fair cutoff. And the reality is the company knows too. They're not gonna give you too much or too little, so it's a good decision. You've gotta protect your investment. Any other discussion? A roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Bennett,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Michael Fay,
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries.
And I would point out, Tom, you did mention the 50,000 mile limit on the electrical, but on the other four,
It's unlimited or 200.
they're unlimited, they're 250,000, there's 200,000, so I think they're pretty generous.
I normally always pick the small one.
We appreciate that. Unless no one has other business appropriate for the meeting, that is the end of the agenda, and I would seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Fay, do we have a second on that?
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion about that motion? We have a roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Bennett,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Michael Fay,
Yes.
and Bernie Bass.
Yes, we will stay adjourned at 7:38.